people in River State, we do not open our eyes and say, why are we killing each other? We might not get out of where we are. And by the time we realize, because you imagine, I was in a taxi. This is a true story. I was in a taxi coming from somewhere. All right. So I was in a taxi and I was in a hurry. So I was in front and there was a lady. We got to Rumasi Junction. All right. The Nkolo access was very bad. So you don't want to venture that area. But I had to, because I needed to get somewhere. So I boarded the taxi to get there. And I was on my way back. We got to Rumasi Junction. And a lady came down. I was in front. So the driver was like, I said, I'll pay for the both seats in front. Don't worry. And the lady came down behind. Now, she had change in her bag because we saw it, that she had 100 naira, not one, not two, in her bag. But she wanted to pay the driver. She brought out 200 naira and gave to the driver. Now, the driver had 150 change, 50 naira, all right, 3 of it. And he said, Madam, Yoruba guy, I can't forget. He said, I don't have change, because this 50 naira I have here, I would use it to make change for all of these other people inside the vehicle. So please, we are already at Rumasi Junction. We can ask for change. The woman said, no, you have to look for. Meanwhile, she has the change in her bag. She says no. Now, while the argument was happening between the driver and the lady, a bike guy at the junction there just came down from the bike and came to the car and said, hey, is it they do here? And normal slangs. And started being aggressive towards the driver and said, because we are allowed to come our land. When they can't behave like this, yeah. When they come do this, yeah. It was just talking. And I was looking at the young man. I was sitting in front. He was talking across me. Like he was standing on my side of the window and then was talking through me to the driver, across me rather, to the driver. And I was just trying to understand his idea and how he thinks. So I said to myself, this man already feels like because you allow people come. So I said, if people don't come to your land to invest and you chase everybody away because of this attitude that you have now, because it was about beating up the guy, the next thing they decided gathering and I said, what are our traditional leaders doing? Who is sensitizing these people? Who is helping the young ones, the young youths in the villages, in the communities, in the rural areas? Who is teaching them to understand that if being violent brings nothing? It brings nothing. Look at every part of the world where there's violence. Tell me one development that they have. There is none. Afghanistan, Iraq, Somalia, Libya now. All right. There's no development. The moment you get violent, people would come and take advantage of the violence and make money from you and leave. You would remain the way you are. You aren't going to develop. And you would keep blaming the government and not realize that you are the reason why you are where you are. There are other ways to handle issues. Who is responsible for teaching young people that? What are the leaders doing? Our traditional leaders, are they trying to ensure that they find groups to come and talk to these young people daily or weekly or monthly? Because what I saw that day explained to a large extent why we have the problem of cultism that we have. Well, I'll open the phone lines and get your thoughts. Let me know what you have to say. The problem is clear. Cultism is on the rise. Some people feel like it's a way of living. It's a way to make ends meet. Everybody says there's no money. Government has left us. Imagine. I told someone I met, who was a repentant cultist when I was in my house, I said, what do you guys gain? You meet your own mates who is struggling. He's hustling, he's going out to do meager jobs, to get small money, to try and fit into society. He's trying to get, and then you meet him with a gun or a knife or a bottle with a couple of your friends, and you want to rob him. I was like, think about what you're doing. Like, look at it critically. This is someone who's about your age group, who's trying to be different. He is also as angry as you are that the government is not providing job or money for him. But he didn't decide to carry arms or carry gun or carry knife. He decided to do the little he can to manage his life and grow. Every man has a gift. In every man, there's something. You chose not to look inwards and find out what you can do for yourself. I met an ex-agitator who was sent to India. He got back and he was angry. And he said they will have to go back to the creek. So that they sent them to India. Now they have learned everything. They have come back. They'll not give them work. And I said, are you not lucky? I said, look at me. Who sent me to India? Who sent me to India? Nobody. Like, yeah. I schooled in Nigeria, University of Port Harcourt precisely. I struggled, I hustled, I worked, my parents worked, everybody I tried, I worked my own way. And you're lucky, yes, you got involved in certain things and the government looked at, oh, we don't want the crime to continue. Okay, and then you flew abroad. This is a privilege that many people in Nigeria don't have. You got it on a platter of gold to go and learn. Now, the problem there is this. Because your mind has not been reorientated, because your mind has not been opened up so you can understand that, hey, getting to India, you can even do a lot of other jobs while you're schooling to make living for yourself. But you didn't know that because you've been consumed with a certain kind of thought and there wasn't anybody to correct your mindset and teach you that, hey, the fact that you went to India and you return. I said, have you tried to go to companies? Have you tried to go sort for jobs? Have you gone to sites where they're working, meet the site managers, speak with them, tell them that this is it, this is what you can do, this is where you're from, even if they have to pay you lower than what they normally pay? You haven't tried any of that. You just came back, sat down, and you're expecting that the government should also go out there and get a job and carry you from your house and give you a job? A lot of things we need to look at. So let's go to our phone lines and get your thoughts and know what you think about the situation. Hello, Today 95.1 FM. Good afternoon.
I remember Prince Andy Abubu calling from Rundele community.
Okay, go ahead.
Andrew, my take on this matter is that not until government, companies, some traditional rulers, local government chairmen pull out their weight, their resources, their time and energy from patronizing courtesan, we will still have courtesan in existence. During election, everything now has turned to allege. That is the new language. If not, I would have tapped my chest to tell you that during election, you will see them recycle with these boys. Their campaigns, you don't go agree, stay for your house. These are the people who will stand, who ABC them. Tell them, say, Oga, move, nothing will happen. They lobby, drink, and eat with them in different occasions, telling them that no problem. It is indirectly giving them assurance that we are together. And that is the more reason why this thing will continue to excel in our society. These are the people they recognize. These are the language they understand. Until government pull out their weight and their resources from these boys, it will not become a thing of the past. Just today, sorry, let me drag you backward. They kidnapped a paramount ruler of Omofo community in Rundele, my community. Just today, they kidnapped. But if we raise our land, the government and the state will say, we are demarketing River State. We are demarketing River State. 1 minute you will say no more amnesty, that these boys will take the war to wherever where they are. 2 minutes, people from Ebema will trip into government house and to get 1 or 2 blessings or pardon. And others will continue to follow suit. It's like giving away in the night and telling them the method to come back tomorrow morning for sympathy or for prerogative of mercy. That is what we are seeing in our society. Security matters are being discussed as if it is in a beer parlor. It is where you go to a beer parlor and begin to talk. You talk from the two sides of the mat. Today, we fall with them, we fall out with them. Tomorrow, they are forgiven. That is what we'll continue to see. Not until the government pull out its resources from these people. We will continue to have
this set of people in our society. Thank you very much.
That's my solution.
Thank you for your contribution on the show. And the lines are open, so you can call us up on 0817-000-0951 and 0810-951-0951. Hello. Good afternoon. Today 95.1 FM. Good afternoon to you. You're welcome.
Yes, Lieutenant on the line.
Okay, go ahead.
Let me agree first and foremost with the last speaker. Our leader, the body language of our leader, does not in any way put fear into these boys. There are, when we say these things, look, in this state, there are forms that they will give to you before they give you any political appointment. Now, journalists confirm. Just do your own investigation. What do you expect these people that are coming to do? These people that are coming up. If you are not a criminal, you are not criminally minded, you are not hacking, you are not a killer, nothing is given to you. If you like, follow them. from Nashville tomorrow. They just reach you. There is a man, a God-fearing man. They will tell you, boy, just go to church, I beg and live on. They have assumed that the leadership of this state belongs to killers and criminals. That a God-fearing man cannot be given it. I think we're not part of what is. I think we are not. Look, the resources of this state belongs to everybody. It's not for only. That is why you see criminality increasing every day. Because if you are not having nothing for you, no show. No show for you. You're not going to stop except God comes down to bring a God-fearing leader. Let me emphasize, a God-fearing leader. That when they see you, your body language will tell them that, look, if you don't behave well, you know where you will go. That is what is happening. So there's no need. If you go to villages, what you see here in Port Harcourt is just 7.5% what is happening. There's no village that you can go now and sit down confidently. This is my village. Let me just sit down. No village. Thank you.
All right, thank you very much. Hello. Good afternoon.
Yeah, good afternoon, sir.
Yes, you're welcome. Your name, please, and where you're calling from.
Kuliban on the line, sir.
Okay, go ahead.
Yes, sir. According to the last caller, I want to believe you, and I want to also tell you that the problem we have to see is not me and you. Though we have contributed in our own state, that the major problem we have is our politicians. I didn't know that during that time when there was much killing in the local government, Samuel Wanosike came out on the radio here was shouting, and one day he immediately told us that these killers are following a particular party. And when they started tracing that, by they found out that there was one occasion that a particular party has. Hello, sir.
Go ahead, we can hear you.
Okay, there was one occasion, one rally that a particular party has. And the same man came on radio and started shouting that they saw him, that the reason that now, that the young boy, a killer, a mother, is with this set of political people. So that is the problem here. The only way that this cultism can stop is when our politicians have stopped patronizing them. So I didn't know that most of our councillors today, they are cultists. Are you aware, sir? Are you aware? Even the local government chairman.
That's an allegation you're making. We've not verified, so that's an allegation you're making.
Yeah, I know. According to the last call, everything now is alleged. We are saying it with our two eyes. We still believe that those things are not true. So let us go to this today. If you don't belong to this set of group of people, they don't give you something in the beginning, and they regard you as one kind stuff like that. And who made it like that? The politicians, our politicians who belong to this group, they make themselves local government and customers. So when you do so, when they enter there, they carry the other people along, and when the other people enter there, the same thing. So our politicians should repent because the other thing is going very soon to reach it. Thank you for giving me this privilege. God bless you.
Thank you very much. Good afternoon.
No, good afternoon.
Yes, you're welcome. Your name, please?
Yeah, my name is Chris. I'm calling from Campus.
All right, Chris, go ahead.
Yeah. What the last caller and the second caller, you know, if not because of one thing, I should have said that if our conversation meaningless at times, because some people, they will not allow us to say things the way it is. When you see something the way it is and say it the way it is, they will say alleged. So what is the need of this program? It's meaningless now to me because last election, I saw a whole local government chairman moving around with somebody that is smoking Igbo openly. They hold it two hands. Chamo. They move. Today, the man now is the local government chairman. So, tomorrow, when they caught that guy, that bad boy that was smoking Igbo on one crime, you think that the chamo will allow the boy, within the police station in his local place, he will just make call, leave that boy, it's my boy, and the boy will come out. We are just deceiving ourselves. We are not fighting any crime. Listen, let me tell you, it's only in this state that I see that somebody will be beating somebody, and you see an elderly person is coming. Instead of that elderly person to tell his brother or his his uncle's son or his son. Leave that boy alone. You see that elderly man who walk away with the walking stick. The next thing you will hear, but I want you summer. Boy, when you hungry, is it the type of life? Is it the type of people you people are calling our leaders? A whole elder see something is happening. Instead of that elder to say, leave that boy. You see that elder who support what is happening. God forbid for me to be a member of this kind of country where elder will see something, they will not speak. Listen, I am a Christian. That is why anytime I am calling on your show, I will say the way it is. Forget all this alleged. To forget about this alleged. Let us say something the way it is.
All right, Chris, thank you very much. Thank you. Hello, Today 95.1 FM.
Hello, good afternoon, my brother.
Good afternoon to you.
My name is Professor Kita. I'm calling for United States of Allah.
Go ahead.
My brother, to me, what I see for this issue of courtesy, I think I blame our politicians because they are the ones that are using all those boys. After they use them, they will dump them upon promise that they will do this, they will do that. So I think that is the most first thing that is increasing is the courtesy problem. Then the second one, let ourselves check ourselves. I mean parents, because you will see your child that is going wrong. Instead of you to correct him, they will fail to do so. They will, instead of them to correct their child, their business is more important than their child. So what do you expect? I see somebody that he will sit down. A child that will never even reach age of 18 sit down. He'll be smoking all this kind of stuff. He will even send the person to go and buy it for him. What do you expect? So my brother, that's the most problem that is causing this increasement of this economy. If someone tells you that if it was the government that is not good, don't work. If we don't work, you cannot. Why can't you find work for yourself? If everybody enter room because the government are not good, you do think that everybody will turn to criminal. Thank you very much, my brother. God bless you.
Thank you very much. Hello. Good afternoon.
Hello.
Hello, you're welcome. Good afternoon.
Yeah, good afternoon, Andrew.
Yep, you're welcome.
Yeah, my name is Chima.
Okay, Chima. Go ahead.
Yes, Andrew, we are talking about solution in ending courtesy. Hello. Yes, I think one of the major solutions in ending courtesy should be a human capacity development, which is a panacea to eliminate totally, at least reduce courtesy to the barest minimum. Andrew, we have a one stigma in River State that is called politics of the winner take it all. You understand? Until we eliminate such kind of politics, whereby when you win for everybody, not to win for your chronic alone, then we are sure that such act like courtesy can no longer be there. Because when you begin to focus on empowering the boys, which you believe will help you to win elections, at the end of the day, that will revolt, and the government will be unstable on that moment. So I believe that human capacity development has a way to reduce courtesy to the barest minimum. Because when the boys have something they are doing, I don't think such persons, we start to think the other way around. As it has said, a devil's mind is idle mind is a devil's workshop. So I think that also can help. And two, politics of desperation. You understand? We have people, when you want to come into office, you want to use every means to be able to get yourself into office. I think that also should be eliminated. You understand? You cannot be desperate for any office you want to occupy. It is the people who have the sole responsibility to be able to put you in the office, not you putting yourself, using some boys to be able to cut away electoral material to put you in the office. Andrew, I told you the last time that in 2019 election, politicians pay some boys money to be able to secure some electoral material for them to win election. I have that information at my disposal. You understand? So until we eliminate such courtesy, we continue in River State. Thank you.
Thank you very much. All right, let's go to the SMS portal now and take your text messages. We have a few of them here. Soon says Andrew, the Supreme Court judgment today has sent a signal to other governors that their elections are before the tribunal, particularly here in Rivers State, Amambata and Bata Kalagbo. All right, I think you're referring to what happened in your state. Soon says Andrew, let government be genuine in pursuing corruption. That is our fault. For now, from up to down is porous. Baluku sent in this one. Good afternoon, Mr. Andy. Cultism is in Nigeria is aimed at others either to be victimized or killed just because of one simple issue. Only Jehovah, the Almighty Father, who saved his children from John Ikodudu, Fidelis Avenue in Oyigbo. Good afternoon to you, Mr. Presenter. I am Iberi Njoye from Port Harcourt. The issue of cultism, let the parents and spiritual leaders pray against the activities of cultists and those who support them direct or indirectly, and it will stop. It says before government tackles cultism successfully, it is to afford them not to use them for evil. During election times, they use them. 3 sets of government will have in Nigeria use them. When police arrest them for evil doing, phone call will come from powers and authority to release them. That's why it's difficult to fight them. If the hands of our government is clean, it's very easy to fight them. Anyone who commits evil in Rivers State, when you arrest him, take him to Abuja and lock him. Anyone who commits in the north, take him to the east and lock him. Nobody will get the power to bail him. Thanks, Kende Alamu. Okay? As I say, water and oil cannot be one. Nigeria is not one. Fulani Ruga is a planned Islamization of the South. So let's shine our eyes. Mike from Aba. That's your idea. To end cultism, their sponsors, in court politicians and the cultists, should be made to face death penalty because there is no reason for anybody to be a cultist. Singer Bruce sent in this one back to our phone lines now. Good afternoon. Good afternoon to you.
Hello.
You're welcome.
Good day. My name is Susan. I'm calling you from the Rema community.
Okay, go ahead.
First, let me ask. The summit, we are preparing to show up in that summit, but it's as if we've not gotten the venue. Is it something you're going to air that we listen to the radio from the house?
Well, for the venue of the summit, it's strictly by invitation. So we're not saying that the whole public will be at the venue because they cannot contain as many people that want to come. That's the problem we're going to have. If we are leaving the venue open, it's going to lead to certain issues with managing the crowd. So what we're doing is it's going to be by invitation, but then we are broadcasting live on radio. 9 a.m. will start kickoff. So everything that's happening at the venue would be a broadcast live here on Today 95.1 FM. So you can also listen from your house or wherever you are and also make contributions via text messages and the rest of them.
Okay, so that is it. Okay, no problem, because we are actually coming from an angle of NGO. But to that extent, let me just, I think some of the analysis you've rendered when you started this program has actually pointed out the odds that really give room for all this issue of cultism and all of that. And some people have also spoken on the part of politics. I think we used to have these cult groups in our communities, in the schools. And then it was never like the way it is now. People were more comfortable when they focus in doing their own thing, drink and go to parties and all of that. But it now became a kind of a full-blown aid when people now began to see headless persons around their communities. Communities are being packed off because of the activities of these cultists, killing themselves and all of that. So to that extent, I think some of the issues that actually affect this whole thing is more like where politicians actually took a hold of this whole thing, because they are those that actually blown it up. Because it is more like there is a commercial profit that comes from this particular activity. There is always promotion that comes from this particular activity. And then they now reduce the issue of people being educated, having a kind of skill, and then begin to embrace this mediocrity, the issue of if you're a member of a cult, it is possible that you could even buy a car, you could even build a house, you could even travel abroad. That is where actually the problem came from. But if at the end of the day, like you said, the solution aspect of it, like what is it going to put up now? You are what you want to do. Look, I attended almost 27 kind of seminars in a particular state in Lagos based on these issues. In 2018, ancestral, even within Rivers State and Niger Delta State, since 2018 till now, how many times have we talked about this issue of re-engineering and reorientation? Just like what people want to do. Now, this is a starting point. We've not been doing that. In the churches, we don't talk much about all these things. So to the extent that we don't talk about them, and we keep sending money, doing jingle and congratulating politicians, and then we don't talk about the cancer that is eating us up in our community and our society. In my community in Erema, I told some people to do an analysis, and then we discovered that over 150 person, young people, died in 2017, 2018 in the Erema community where I came from. And those people, some of them are married, and they have wives and children who are now in the village roaming about. Some of them are not even around now. So what are we talking about? We hardly even do this, teach people. Because some countries will tell you that, look, the issue of what is so, do you do what right because you do not have the knowledge. Because if you have the knowledge of what evil is, you are not going to do it. So reorientating people and teaching people, going to the primary schools and secondary schools and to the university level, cutting them off on a good day we are driving from Erema to Ubogu in the night around 10. I saw a group of people, about 3 sections. Those sections of people, some of them are 7, 14 years old. And they were about maybe 20, 30 of them. And we were driving and we saw them. Where were they marching to? And then I looked at these children. I called my brother. I said, these children and their parents are at home. And these people now are marching them. Where are they going to? We started talking about maybe they are going for initiation and all of that. So where we are the parents? And at the time that your child was not in the house around 10, 11 in the night, I was driving to Omok. And I saw those children. People marching them to go and initiate them. Now these children now have this free day to go out and be initiated. And when they come back to the house, the parents don't even ask them questions. When they go back to school, nobody talk about this thing. When they go to church, we keep on quoting the Bible. When they go to the mosque, we keep on citing the Quran. And even the government itself who has the responsibility to protect the people, does not even have any idea whatsoever on how to make sure that people are being engineered and reoriented on the issue concerning this thing. So it's actually a problem. But I suppose that if we can continue to hammer on this thing over and over, grab seminars, go to schools and talk to these students and have the knowledge of what this thing is. And the negative impact is, even though we are feeling it in our communities, I think it will be better for us. Thank you very much from the
All right,
community.
thank you very much for your contribution, but that's the much we can take.